there is something called achievements here. You can check your rank with your friends. You can see in different locations. These are the last locations where you were in your GQ. And then there are achievements. There are badges you get when you unlock some things. And then on home, there is a quick flashing cards. There are quick flashing cards. I can show you here. There are quick flashing cards here. These are overall ranks, rank in comparison to friends, level and log, and what's your cumulative GQ from last when you triple. We'll talk about that.
So basically, how GQ is calculated. So we yeah, so we use the International Steering Committee for Global Mapping dataset. Actually, it's a dataset which is crowdsourced by different countries. So it provides features like boundary, transport, drainage, population, vegetation, and land cover. So I can explain how the algorithm works, but basically what it essentially does takes all the feature vectors, normalizes it. So for instance, if you want to normalize the drainage flow, the name could be take the area of the drainage as of now, divided by the political boundary of it, you get a state drainage code. And it basically defines a matrix how to GQ is calculated. So for instance, generally we thought that GQ will vary with the population to the power of a square because no one wants to live in a populated area. Drainage is also an important factor, so we multiply it with some constant and we add the proportion. Now another factor we included is the boundaries. No one wants to live at the boundary of a country, so it's kind of inversely proportional to the boundary. And similar metrics like land and vegetation cover, we define some metrics according to it and we calculate the GQs.
Now, let's say I want to GQ so you look at the boundary of this.
So
it's not really research. Suppose you write high-tech in the address, okay, we map it with the latitude and longitude point, and in a fixed radius of it we are searching. Right now, 5 kilometers.
Yeah, so basically it's all sound actually very fancy, but how it should be evaluated. So basically some of the factors like I tried to calculate the score of my college and Menlo Park. So essentially I got the high score for Menlo Park. So at some point it's actually working. We are not sure how much it's working. How will it?
So basically, you are trying there are use cases.
There's a general green quotient which is like the cumulative thing based on like 4 factors that you have considered, like greenery, forestation, water bodies, and like transport and drainage systems. And there's also like how much greenery is there and how much like water bodies are there. So suppose you want to decide on a place to work, you want like more greenery there, or you don't want to live in a urban jungle or something like that. So you can use the green quotient.
What means
how accurate is the?
It's actually a crowdsourced data set by different countries.
We are trying to make it dynamic. How from the imaging techniques you can get the road, the traffic, the greenery, and the water bodies. So analyzing the data could be like if I write an algorithm based on some imaging technique, I can get the data. So we can get crowdsourced data for every latitude and longitude.
As of now, we process
the data set that we have, it is a 7200 into 7200 grid of the Earth, and for each point on each box in that grid, there are 20 categories. Either it is a water body, either it is a forest. So in that 5 kilometer radius, we see how many boxes of that sort lie, and we are averaging out based on that.
Essentially, it's International Steering Committee for Global Mapping.
Because there is like
Essentially, it's for actually it's a crowdsource of countries as of now. So we are calculating based on. So as of now, we process our entire data previously and entered it in our database. We can do it on dynamically also by crowdsourcing using persons also.
For the averages, you have weights for a particular.
Yeah, exactly. For population, it's right now it's a linear model using population.
For drainage, I put 50 factor. For transportation, I put 100 factor.
So means we can always build a regression model based on the data
Right,
right
like,
now.
we don't have a learning model right now. We just tried like 5 to 6 very different weights and then saw what works. Yes.
How do you actually climate? Putting by default,
Right now climate is not in the variable.
It's not a
now, but
feature
we can
vector in
always
the data.
make the yeah, obviously. No matter what. We can always take climate into account from the NSU or any other database. They can always give us.
but if the data will
Yeah,
Climate data is also
The data set which we use does not have the climate data. It just has like of each grid point, of the 20 categories which in category does the point.
So how does it apply to the
Climate change. So suppose someone wants to have a workplace. You are a MNC and you want to design a workplace. So if you use the green quotient, you will be a bet for climate change because you are
Good
looking
climatic
at a green
conditions
place
is on the abstraction level.
rather than urban.
essentially it's just another metric like some other metric you define. If it works, it will work for some other features.
Like humidity, temperature, and climate. Yeah, means we are just giving them incentives to or making it more greener. If my friend is saying like I've got a score of 11, I can go for it. I'll start going to present. Maybe in future,
1100 right now.
crowd can be so upset that they work on GQ. That can. I mean, I mean, I'm a dual degree student.
We are in both.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a fourth year student on Vignan Party College, and they are into the masters. The idea is disaster management platform. What usually happens is, see, we cannot avoid a disaster, a natural calamity, but what we can do is we can react to it faster. Usually, what happens is suddenly a natural disaster occurs. There is a chaos. There is a chaos in the people, in the government, and in the NGOs because you don't know exactly what has happened. And every time a disaster happens, it's the same process. Like from higher, there is a large amount of time which is wasted to analyze what should be the immediate action to be taken. So what we thought is let us make a disaster management platform. What our platform does, based on the previous disasters which have happened, like for example an earthquake of Richter scale 7 in Japan, would give me an idea of what a disaster it could have created and what kind of resources would be required. For example, how much food will be required, how many volunteers will be required, how many people can go there, and what will be the death toll, and what will be survival and somebody, and what kind of a disease is going to prevail there, what kind of epidemic will happen there. These things I know because every time there is an earthquake, based on I can predict. Maybe I am not 100% correct, but to an extent to be 50% or 60%, if I can do it within the next 10 minutes of the disaster happens. Disaster took place now. In the 10 minutes, I generated a report which tells me these many people are supposed to go here, and these are the things which have to be taken into account. So what happens here is we save a lot of time here, and we provided the relief faster. So what we did in our project is we made a web-based product for the organization and mobile-based platform for the volunteer. The volunteer is somebody who's there, like who's on the ground. His requirements, he can just send us So we have a demo here of mobile app and on the web app also. So what happens is a volunteer will have access to like things, updating the details, how many people, who died, what is his name, what is his pic, image, and this data can be later used to search. For example, you are a relative of someone and your friend stays there. You want to know after 3 months you came to know that there was a disaster. You can still go on our site and find out this was a person. Because these things are at the time of a disaster, what happens is they don't want an epidemic to take place, so they start burying the dead bodies. So this will help us. So I can show you a demo, a mobile app demo. First the web app. So if you're an organization,
if there is a kind of disaster, there is a current disaster. In click on it, there is a disaster present if there is drought. That is, we are representing it globally. In South Africa, that is the red floating now. The number of people injured is the one, and loss of property and what are the diseases coming out there, and number of volunteers working there. And actually, this is a basic start model, and we can even add many constraints like how many volunteers still required. If there is a big flood or any earthquake kind of thing, many people die, and their
family
families,
the database,
yeah,
where you can just go and search.
their families don't know whether he is alive or not. They can check this. For example, I am checking this person. Our database says if he is found there, he can know the details of the person, whether he is alive or not.
And his contact details also, so that someone can later contact. Because people navigate from one place to another place if a disaster happens. It is very hard to find them where the person is.
If the person is dead, we will be providing the details of where he is, in which hospital he is there. Now this is login for a volunteer. You can add what are the details, what is the information, he's at the place of the disaster. He gets to know what amount of food is required, what amount of what other volunteers are required, everything.
He notices who are injured over there, who are already there. You can logs all the data into the app from there.
Yeah.
So anyone can see the data and find the below ones information related to that.
And this details will be updated to the data.
Yeah, he will be updating the details of the people who are alive with this, and the death one with this. And this is the same thing which we made in the app.
We will have the same prototype in the mobile as well. Wherein the volunteer can log in and update all those details. Then so the basic one just references that one. Then after he logs in,
I don't know what you want to do. How does it work in the get a sense of how much
See,
earthquake here I get I'm going to say, my radius is 30-50 meters around here.
he won't be updating how much it is required. He will be
What is
updating
relief
how
camp?
many members he has allocated into the relief camp.
every
So
relief
that
camp
based
has a
on
unique
that they
ID.
can
Every relief camp has a unique ID.
So it's not an app for just everybody to have on their
No, it is only for the volunteers. Because each relief camp will have different number of people. So based on if there are 100 people in my relief camp, 100 people are there. And based on his number of people, I can predict.
When all those 100 people might not need any clothing for them. They might already have. They might be in need of food.
So you need people with training in
No,
No, it is a very basic app.
Very
Look at the app. It is only.
any in terms of disaster management.
No, the idea is that there are already people who are trained. What happens here is the time which is wasted to tell the government official has to have send a letter, and then first people sit and analyze hours and hours in the office what should be done. Using our app, within seconds you have the statistics and you can deploy people. That is a basic idea. Save time and save more lives.
App is not only for the trained people, it's even for the common man who volunteers himself to help in the disaster, any kind of disaster.
With that app, that's why because he at the place of disaster he can't access web there. Internet facility, he can't have a laptop there. His mobile he can upload a photo of the person who is dead. So that
we can rely on the cell phone connection too.
Yeah, at least
the cell phone
cell phone
connection.
connection.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the thing. It's a genuine question.
At least the cell phone connection. Because instead of having a heavy website running on your desktop, it's better to have a lighter version running on a mobile version. So that is the idea coming up with a mobile version. The entire mobile version is very simple. There is no nothing that confuses the user. The user knows search, add details, delete details, send message. Simple. So anyone can use. Easy to understand, easy to implement. So this is the basic idea. And this can be implemented globally. Like wherever there is a disaster, you can customize it to your requirement. So it is just a platform. It's not a disaster. Climate change and
Most of the high range disasters are related to climate. Sort of, we can't prevent it. Why can't we minify the damage caused by it?
Hi, this is Kiran. From Square. So I'm working as a senior engineer at Honeywell. And unfortunately, I missed my colleagues here, Sagar and Sonia, who also contributed online. They are not available here. So the idea is the app that I'm creating is called My App, My Waste. The focus is on waste management. We see a lot of waste, and but we don't do anything. Even we don't know what our government people are doing with waste, and what we can also do with real waste. So actually, the inspiration for this, for making this idea, is an episode from Satyameva Jayate. So there I came to know like what people, like some NGOs and some people are really generating some revenue out of waste management. So, but they are lacking of where can they find waste and where can they collect waste. So, if you see, it is connected to the challenges that are posted here, like extensive impacts and databases. So, the solution is an app. Like you can notify or report if there is any waste nearby or where you find it out. So it has a desktop portal where different entities can track all the requests, reports that are there, and they can just see all the requests, and they can see the locations there, and they can use their vehicles or not collect the waste. So it's a simple app. As of now, I have a iPhone simulated app. So there's only just one button. If you have see any waste, or let's say if you organize some function and there's some waste left, you just need to click on say pick my waste, and it just takes your current location and gives it to people, and people who are interested in collecting the waste or can do anything with the waste. You can also tag the waste with like solid waste or wet waste or different kinds of waste, and so people who are interested can just come and collect. So that now simply it's a one-time away from clean and receive.
So we take the instance operation to actually do.
Yes, but there are so many hundreds of thousands of crores that are allocated for waste management, but we don't see any results. Still, we see a lot of waste in dumping, even like even, these dumping yards, right, are has to take airport authorities approval because they are growing that much of it these days. So, and there is a lot of scams, there is a lot of mafia also in there. I came to know through settlement with this. I suggest everyone to go to that. So there is a lot of crores that are wasting out, but there are a lot of many good people in the world. Like one is Rishi from Mumbai. Actually, it's educating people near surroundings of Mumbai and collecting wet and solid waste, and from wet waste he is generating some biofuels and bio energy, and from dry waste is recycling and do. So because my app will help those kind of people or those kind of entities to collect the waste. And also there is another gamified version. Like, I can register, like I'm a person who can collect newspapers and recycle it, but I don't know where are the newspapers. So I can register to this site and I can listen to newspaper waste alerts. So that if you have bundles of newspaper inside, you say, it's my waste, it's nothing but newspaper. And you can also get some credits and you can earn it as a cash. You can make that. So I just mentioned it's not clear. 7 credits and you can transfer into money. Recycling and reducing, keeping here's my waste. Yeah. Somebody else can take it. Yeah.
That is systems.
Like I really want, I mean, whoever didn't see that episode, really it pushed me hard. I've done it in just 24 hours. I mean, I have a working prototype. Like, currently, I have a web portal which can receive all reports and mobile app which can send videos. So that's it. And whatever the gamified thing that we can implement that and start. For web portal, I use Indian settings. Yeah, it's complete Java. And iOS app, front end is HTML. If you want, I can show the demo how correct. As of now,
my main agenda is creating climate change. So what I can do is create climate change. So I took a challenge from an NGO called Greenpeace India. They gave this challenge because India has a shortage of power. So it took a challenge. They told to come up with an technical aspect so that we could do anything for the good of the climate. So many of the guys took that challenge. build an app for Windows Phone using C#. Generally, what we can do is that when the user inputs these meter readings, it gives the amount of bill. So the same amount of bill can be produced on a solar panel. Same amount of output of power, which is so that we can use our renewable resources as non-resources are going to the extinct area. So we can show you the demo.
So we come up with this app called Electric Grid, which gives the amount, what takes, what area, what cost does a solar panel setup takes to produce the same amount of electricity, which will be used by the general electric, which we are using. So this app takes the input of state of circuit in which a user is present, or like they have a list of states available. Then afterwards, we will be entering the amount of usage on an average monthly cycle. So the app comes out with the bills you might be expecting at the end of the month, and it also gives the same how much cost will be needed to equip the solar panel, especially the PV type, which gives out around 5 kilowatts of energy with 1 kilowatt single panel, big panel. So for that, you can see that for 100 units in Andhra Pradesh, cost around 290. So the same amount can be generated by using solar panel with an installation cost of 1 lakh, and it takes around 15 square meters. So again, these costs varies from place to place. So if it is in same in Tamil Nadu, the Tamil Nadu for 500, it costs around 1300. But we also give the user some of the vendors list. These vendor lists are top 20 in India which are certified and trusted vendors. So we will be giving the user all the vendors lists which they can go through and get the information on. So these are kind of reference point. So if we enter any of the shape, so we enter and if the user uses around 1000 units per month, so it will cost him around 5900 per month. So if he installs in a PV type of solar panel, by use he costs around 7 lakhs installing for everything. And we consider the price range on average. In India, there are some states which give subsidies for solar panels. In places in Tamil Nadu which promote solar panel usage, they give around 30% subsidy. But in places like Andhra Pradesh, only 20 to 25%, and also it varies depending upon the amount of power consumption the user shows. So this is the basic app which I think any normal user can do. That is what Greenpeace showed projected on their focus on user. Even a farmer or any other person who has this app can do it because it's just normal English and gets it done.
So generally, what its cost against tax, what is that it lasts according to the going cost of money. According to you, speak this.
The matter is that your solar installation will cost less than.
On a longer run. Initially, it costs very high because you see it was around 7 lakhs. But when a user sees he sees only the 7 lakh figure, but that 7 lakh figure gives him without much maintenance cost, it would run for around 3 to 5 years.
They have a non-repeat. They know it's a cost in the if I need to generate power that is equivalent to 1,000 rupees, what should be my investment in solar panels?
So it depends on if your bill is 2000 or the units.
In Hyderabad,
Yeah.
You're saying the bill is 2000. It depends on the units. We categorize according to the
Right, so whatever.
If it is 2000 units, it costs our slab rate depends upon how much units.
The stabilization there.
Yeah, we'll calculate right. So since we are in Andhra Pradesh, 2000 units. A approximated electric bill, depending upon the rates which are scheduled in June, you might be getting around 15,570 to 15,000 bill. For home customers, this limit is again depending upon the.
Right, so if you might get into 50 units a month, okay, what would be my investment? What would my capital expenditure that I need to invest in the solar panel?
250, it would be too less. It would be too less. Since my uncle who is a dealer in this thing, so we asked him, there is actually the cost depends upon the wattage of each small panel. So each small panel produces cost around 30 to 35 rupees for a B grade panel, and for A grade, which is hardly used in most of the part of the country, costs around 45 to 50 rupees per watt. So estimating for 1 kilowatt into 1000, it's like 55 lakhs or something. So if considering we take a B grade for 15 kilowatts, that produces 5 kilowatts per day.
So depending on the calculations you run, the user's location related subsidies and per unit charges per week. So it could very well happen that for somebody you might not recommend in the long run it will be that happens.
In the long run, it will only happen on the same panel. In the long run,
cost of say like solar panel I would put in 15 years, 20 years.
The panel.
No, I know, but are you factoring those costs?
No, we haven't called on app.
So if you say 7 lakhs, to install,
that is on an average case.
and you do calculation for 30
Yes, sir. It's a wrong man. You have
I understand.
8 lakhs, but there is no way what comes of it. You have 8 lakhs in the bank, but there is no current.
Is this proceeding? Just going to say that's what we will have. I'm not equipped to do it. If you're building the tool, I don't have money to do it.
If you can say that.
That is very good point.
We'll work on that and some cost grade of have the ABC grades and we'll even
As well as work on slab rates year by year. We keep on removing that slab rates. But on the long run, it's the best use because last time we slab another resource. So it's similar.
we can put ourselves also the museum of our lives to some extent.
Yeah, your app can help a customer. Yes, I want.
Yes, sir. As a consumer start increasing,
The price of the normal the requirement of the normal
I was present as you since 2017. This time, like, some but we get to that. Use high battery, use getting artists that because therefore and getting things very difficult.
and unsustainable practices. This is what we have here. What will happen when they will be what will happen? What is happening also? So going to be don't care. Just follow this high unit conversion. This is not a good practice. And take it anywhere. Take it anywhere. What stuff? Take it in habits. Build fast. Like when we ask for fast, automatically it is making it. That's what it is. And the second issue I want to address is like when we are trying to address this climate issues and all stuff, how to capture the people, how to capture their like how to sustain their dimension. For example, starting you can nation building from one to nine. So it creates a long-standing impression. That's what we're trying to do. And how we plan this both issues is lifestyle, and the second one is about like how to get organized. This is storytelling, like this is how our movie runs, right? Like research stories, but we also try to tell a story to people using our apps and digital media, and try to sell our story. That is climate change. And what is the media using nowadays? Everyone is used to take answers. So it's not like going into that area and create something good for the climate change. Enjoy it and learn the process. That's what. And I think this small intro to our S20 or yeah. So there was there's like a chemical carbonic acid. That's how the name of that. And it's like this consumption is all high emitting carbons are growing and our here has to and these are like our actors now. That is the membrane carbon dioxide, that's carbonic acid. P1 gas, what a friend. Going the way. Yeah. All these graphics are like created by we have an election problem here. This is like introduction of story, like our app. In which like this carbonic acid going to run and going to right now, and and Anusha is to get your information about so that both things are happening like how to tackle great heading. And here comes the interesting part like how the people user get to like how the quality content and try to make it an I think the relation here, like by answering these questions which we are posing, the user like using the tips of the contact yes, whatever there, he will fill the lemon. The lemon, the energy is shown over here. Like if you have got right now 50 as status. When we are like how this game progresses, like when we answer some questions wrongly, the lemon increases the power. When you are trying to make them some climate healthy decision, then that thing will get transition. For example, I am a non-vegetarian. So automatically the work is getting boring. And this in carbon, when we are dealing with carbohydrates, this thing plays important. Like we have to get travel distance also plays important. Like how long the distance that product travel to work, that's also plays important. Like I use sometimes. And I told before like local, please buy local products because they will travel less and they will have less carbon output. So that now I immediately provide good decision and automatically it will be decided. Similarly, there will be like questions will be posted where the user will, and this is what's construction of stress upon, like it's always choice, like you can go through to have a car or go through a bus. Like it's just a choice. Like when we decide our lifestyle, then I think we can create a very good future for our next generation. When we are always going to the same habit over and over again, I don't think anything is good. Like there is no end. That's what I'm thinking. This is also one of the most important things. Like people just like when this server is image generated, that's the small criteria. People never take notes of it and waste a lot of energy. Right now, like you can see, like that when got dimension, I got output, so I scored more. Basically, this is the entire game. What we did, we have like one game.
So how would I know if the food I'm buying is good?
We can like unless you products and like that's I think we can give but I think whatever we available locally, packed and all this stuff, then can hesitate to that. Yeah, that's basically like reduce the carbon footprint, like that's what.
What is the data about free market?
Yeah, this like what happens is when we eat this carbon dioxide, like oceans and seas are fish like they span a lot of area, right? So when we try to consume more than 30 to produce more than cats and all this stuff, so they will produce more carbon dioxide. I think the traveling things and when we are asking the something like flow it more automatically. When you look at it, that's what we are.
Hello everyone. Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Joshua. This is Sandeep and Bala here. So we developed an app called Our Planet Beyond the Hero. So So there is actually three kinds of problems we are actually trying to address here. So first problem is like just many of social causes activities are happening around the world, and people need. I mean, some people want to involve in these activities. They are not aware of these activities. The second thing is that there are awesome hacks happening. I mean, like some great material services are happening, and eco-friendlies are going on actually. So very few know about these events actually. The third, yeah, when it comes to the eco-friendly events, actually, it happens like twice in a week. I mean, twice in a month, or or 6 times in a year, something like that in your calculation. So how we are trying to address this solution is that, so how this app is actually, what it does is like, you will be awarded a set, I mean, you will be having a set of tasks actually, like plan for a planet, or use a bike for your office, or just, I mean, for a couple of days. So you need to get this task done for a couple of times, and you are awarded with a badge over here. So this is a gamification we are trying to modelize over here. So I mean, users are very attentive. I mean, they want to get the badge in the same time, and they want to do something positive for the social also, something in the socializing way. So you can share this whatever event, whatever you have done to the Facebook or Twitter, anything over here. So I'm going to give a small demo of this. So this is the feed actually. This is the public feed actually, public feed. So you'll be having, I mean, like, so the first plantation I have made, and this is the plantation I have my and this is the first bicycling event, and there is a Chuta event actually we are promoting that. So so all the feed is actually happening over here. And the second thing is that there are tasks. So in this task actually, you'll be having a predefined task over here. So let's say plan for the planet. So you click on the plan for the planet. You'll be having a description actually. Why is this plan for the planet? Why do you want to do this? So and what badge you are attending. So basically the important is not the badge, the cause actually. So if you do like 25, the target is 25 over here. If you plan like 25 plans over here, and you want to and you say you did this thing actually. It's a great plan. So this actually basically goes to the field directly over there. So in the similar way, if you did the same task, the count gets implemented, and finally you'll be awarded with the badge over here. So this is a level 1 actually. Later you'll be awarded with a similar task. Okay, so it came out. So you'll be awarded with a similar task, and whatever the task you have did, you can see in the profile view over here. And these are the badges I've already bought over here. So this is a complete social feed way. I mean, people get interacted in the social feed, and they can follow the people over here. So this is the progress we have actually made so far. And so where we are next heading is that we are planning on the Facebook integration next. And so for each and every task we need to implement the reward points, like for each and every plan you can get 100 experience points, or for each and every feedback you are bought and you are promoting it online, you get 200 experience points. Or if you use a bike for your office for a single day and share it with them, so you'll be getting another 150 experience points. And the next thing is that we are planning on the validation of the post actually. So how this post is actually validated. So the post is like, so he uploaded a post, and that is a random post basically. So that is an inappropriate. So if a couple of users, like they say downloaded the post and they say report inappropriate, so the post will be taken off actually. So this is what we are planning, and personalized user tasks also, like just like the Facebook status update. So if they are planning actually to update in a personalized way, they can do that.
So the name is our plan.
Yeah. So this happens maybe in the app, but we will make sure that it doesn't happen in the real plan.
So the idea is you're giving a brand for people to be there.
Yeah, social. I'm a software engineer. I did work with that, but already on board that.
Freelancers.
Android for Android. I can be with it.
My name is Disruptive. I'm pursuing a BTech in MIT International Budget. So my work is about corporate executive. SSCI. So my topics are governance. So basically, governance is nothing but the amount of carbon relation the budget by the organization. It has been started and they have to pay the tax on the amount of carbon they have been producing. So when this topic is not going on because there have been many debates going on in the world to so the people in many countries have their own economic industries. The tax that they get from this is very direct tax that people are paying to the government and they'll be spending for the eco and employees and government. So this CO2 is basically there by many things. So we have made small applications and there are many countries who have been working on their own calculator tax for their individual companies. These are some of the calculations they have put up both for the computer to take it so that they can calculate the various calculations.
You know, you have commercial carbon calculators.
Yes, but the thing is that it's not accurate because every country has its own calculators and they are not taking the constraints about if you are using the company. So there are many things that you should consider, like there is people are using solar also for that. So if they take into the parameters also, I found that I've sort like a fixed rate for them, and they have taken
What is the current growth? People spending before building software, selling it to companies, so that they can maintain their carbon credit circular overall environmental grade.
So in three companies, three countries, majorly Mexico, South Africa, and USA, have their own calculators developed for them, developed for this work. But it's not an upcoming year, it's an upcoming app, it's not a cultural course. So very like three tests on the post graduate of the high end of government. So they have basically introduced a bill in the country that one voting and these are the other countries who have their own. So the four countries who have got like taxing and these four countries will be getting eco-friendly by the year and the emissions will be getting by the year. Basically, we have taken the statistics of all those, for every month of the organization, every year, we have behind the. Yeah, it's a monthly basis. It's a monthly basis. So the we will organizations that are taking those content we have taken constraints including the type of mobile that we have given a mobiles and the carbon and everything. So we can calculate the depending on the mobile, not only on the single mobile, different mobiles as well.